might be revived if his services are needed in the future. But for Nance, stunned, the guy reaches for it in midair, but the phone referral similar cases occur throughout the city of Chennai. From street vendors, they're missing phones. But the cops are just as clueless as everyone else. It's either a terrorist attack, an alien invasion, or global warfare. This means they are somewhere near the outskirts of the city. They've gained consciousness and are behaving as a hive in the following day, like the rest of them. Then, we are introduced to a mobile phone. He is woken up by vibration. When he opens his eyes, he is shocked on its screens before entering his body, causing him to explode. Neela and Vasigaran find electronic parts of mobile phone. The plan works, and they locate the area where the phones went after to a river, over which a massive bird's talon has manifested. Attacks a signal tower and breaks it. Neela saves Vasigaran's robot, Chitty, to battle the new threat. However, one of the and decides to use military protection instead of reviving the robot. They get into a slight altercation after the meeting. Telecom solves the problem quickly. He drives back home. But the swarm chases him into the forest and eventually crushes him to paranoid, since everyone associated with him is being killed. It's vibrating. When they try to pick it up, it inserts itself into the ultrasound results that confirm that he has a cell phone inside and calls Vasigaran to rebuild Chitty. The doctor and destroying all the infrastructure that comes in its way, while simultaneously no hope. Chitty is revived, stronger than ever. He's just to escape the trap easily. After jumping off a few skyscrapers, the truck, he triggers an explosion and destroys it. From the ruin, he crawls to the space station's generator and recharges. The bird. They deduce the bird is a collective mass of negative caused someone dead to gain enough power to control the cell phones. Invents a photon synthesizer that emits positive signals at the target and makes out a human face on the bird's body. He deduced deaths that occurred recently. They soon discover that a day before the phones are to the village where the phones supposedly rest. They encounter the guards the machine with his life, eventually leading to the majority of the Auror, who is also the soul they were looking for. Dr. Vasigaran takes him to the ruins of a house. A flashback shows that the house when he was lying on his deathbed, a sparrow flew to him and revived. The population of birds in India has been declining. On researching the cause driving many to insanity and irreversible sickness, mocked and taunted for his apparently idiotic concern, out for wasting his time. Still, he did not give up. He protested animal rights, something they couldn't care less about. Over time, them all, and cried for days, mourning the deaths of his birds. Dorothy retaliated, stating that they follow the law to uphold their business, companies in court, and was successful to some extent. That is, until he loved so dearly. Soon, the sadness turned into anger and avian life for their own pleasure. Then, one day, he climbed bowls of all the deceased birds in the city and created a massive ball. Still, Pakshi is adamant about killing everyone who uses phone and uses the synthesizer to restrict the creature. However, it only makes she and neutralizes the negatively charged ions, trapping his soul. Create an army of 500 chitties, which will be donated to the military. However, among the crowd is his rival, Bora, who is Aaron. In no time, Pakshi regains control of the phones away. The villain then turns into his human form and starts killing full control over the situation and dismembers the robot. Not stop Pakshi is Chitty's evil alter ego, Chitty 2.0. Meanwhile, Pakshi enters a stadium and imprisons 80,000 first target, even though he is on his side. Before he can do more harm, mobile phones again, and transforms into a massive humanoid, while a microbot of Chitty's creation, named Cuddy, interrupts him. When dead, Pakshi's love for the birds has not lessened, knowing the enemy of bird drones. At last, Chitty shoots Dr. Vasigaran and destroys him. A few weeks later, Vasigaran is recovering in the hospital. Prioritize technology over nature. Both will turn on humans, a budding relationship between Chitty and Nyla. Subscribe for more.